Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you. So as already mentioned, Linux, like all other Unix variant, is a multitasking operating system. That means that several such tasks can be running at the same time. Linux provides a so-called primi- primitive multitasking where the scheduler decides when a process 2 is suspended. So that is the basically help for scheduler. So this preemptions a prim ums this force suspension is called preemptions. All Unix flavor have been providing primitive multitasking since the beginning. Okay. Now
Uh,
concurrency and synchron.
I have one question here, if
Yeah.
we can take it. Like one thing is, why we are saying like there at least one process must always be running, and what does that mean here?
So here one process must be running. That means system. If the concept is very simple, if system is running, that means one process must be running, and that is called system D. If you look at the, uh, let me see
Mhm.
if I have some VMs. Yeah, I think I have. Oh no, this is not. Okay, let's just a second. I'll show you this. So here, few there's so many process running depends on your need for applications, but one process will be always running. Just a second, and that is, look at this. So system will be running. If this is not running, the system will not be running. So this will be make sure by the scheduler to do that. So all the process which you see is a child of this process only. One. In Windows we have a four actually. Let me show you. Here this is the one. So that is taken care by scheduler. Got it?
Yeah.
So concurrency and synchronizations. So concurrency is the executions of multiple instruction sequences at the same time. It happens in the operating system when there are several processor thread running in a parallel. The running process thread always communicate with each other through shared memory and message passing. Synchronizations between the process. So process synchronization in Linux involves providing a time slice for each process so they get the required time for executions. The process can be created using fork, the, the method which I discussed last time in the command in Linux. The creating process is called the parent process and created process is called child process. So this sync is important between the parent and child process. And child process can have only one parent, but a parent process may have a multiple child. So now if you look at this, because I have already opened this, look at this. Uh, this is the parent process started in Linux. Now if you see that here, 2, who's the parent? 0. Who's the parent? 0. 3, who's the parent? 2. 4, who is the parent? 2. So if you look at it, 2 have a multiple thread. You see the thread, k thread at. So parent 2, you have a multiple thread actually. So this all process belong to the 2 parent, correct now? PPID, right? So who's doing the sync between this? So that is done by synchronizations. So a process that can be created using fork command in Linux. The creating process is called the parent process, and created process is called is child process. A child process can have only one parent, but a parent process may have a many children. Both parent and child process have the same memory image, open files, and environment string. However, they have a distinct address spaces. Okay, so diagram and demonstrate the fork commands given this below. Okay, so this is the introduction of kernel. Any questions you have, all of you? Any questions? Okay, so how do we get started? So first thing I want you to this you have to do in your laptop only. Okay, so the step number one, we want some Linux boxes. Okay, and Linux boxes, how do we want it? So for that, we cannot have a physical server, but still, of course, we can use the virtual server. So here, first thing, step number one, install virtual box. Okay. Now the question is, what is virtual box? What is virtual box? Anyone have idea? What is a virtual box? All of you? Am I audible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, there's the one category called hypervisor. Okay. Hypervisor. Yep. Yep. Hypervisor, also known as virtual machine monitors or VMM. So it's a virtual machine monitor or VMM is the software that creates run virtual machines. So what is happening? I'll put it in a very simple way. Let's say you want multiple operating systems. What to do? So typically in your laptop, I'm talking about, okay, I'm talking about your laptop, which is physical hardware. So this is your laptop, and here you have a hardware, which you have CPU, RAM, storage, storage only. All these are hardware. On the top of the hardware, what we do, we install the kernel. Basically, when you install the Linux operating system, you get the kernel and some user applications also. So now, here we have, uh, anyone of you remember the Docker training? In the Docker training, I told you network space, paid space, paid, and then user space. Anyone remember the resources? Mount and all? No?
Little bit.
So just, yeah. So now
Yeah.
the question is very simple. Can we have a two kernel? So not possible. Here, how can you have a two kernel? So what to do? But I want to have different isolated user space, I mean running space. So what we do typically on the kernel, we install one software, and this software is acting like a broker, hypervisor. Okay, this hypervisor, one of the hypervisor I was talking about is VirtualBox. We have VMware, VirtualBox, Hyper-V, Zen, KVM. So many options are there. Okay, so hypervisor, what they do, they read these resources from this kernel, and this kernel asks this hardware, CPU, RAM, and also like that, and then create some layer, isolated layer, and this they call it a virtual machine. Okay, virtual machines, and virtual machine is taking the hardware from the this kernel only. Okay, and this is facilitator, actually hypervisor is facilitator. This is virtual box, one of which. And now inside the virtual machine again you have a kernel. Okay, and then you can run your applications here. So here this can be Windows, this can be Linux kernel, and this is Windows. This can be Mac also, and applications. So here isolation got created. Now this is a different machine altogether. We call it a virtual machines, virtual machines, and powered by hypervisor, same from the same resources. So this is called hypervisor. Hypervisor which facilitate the virtualizations. Now, uh, this concept itself is working everywhere. You can get this concept working in your laptop, and same concept they have used AWS and Amazon, Google Cloud have used at the large scale. Okay, so they have a large hardware, the large hypervisor, I mean large setup of hypervisor which manages the millions of uh, virtual machines on a cloud. Are you understanding, all of you, in simple way?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what I was trying to tell you is install VirtualBox. Okay, so this is the first step you have to do. I don't know whether you are on Windows or Linux. Now how do you install? So just go to Google, download VirtualBox here. As per your operating system, you can download from there. So I think some of you are from Mac also, so go for this one. This one, Windows guys, here it is, and so on. So this is the first step, number one, down install the VirtualBox. Second thing what you need to do, step number two, download ISO image. All this thing you have to do in laptop. Okay, now this image is what, of OS, operating system. Okay, so now which operating system you want to go for it? So let's say if you want to go for Ubuntu, so just type Ubuntu, download Ubuntu, enter, here it is. Now I will not suggest you desktop version. Desktop version you have a UI actually, means just like Windows UI, Ubuntu UI. I don't want you to use that. This is a bad habit. So go for the server edition, which you can use only from the command line. Okay, so here you can download this ISO image of the Ubuntu and send to us if you want. Let me show you. So this is the locations which you can download CentOS. In CentOS also we have a desktop and a server. Go for the server. This is the one operating system you have. Okay, don't download this. This is for mobile. Okay, mobile architecture. So here now any operating system, let's say Windows you want. Windows trial you will have it actually. You have to, some few days trial is available, I guess. How many days you can use it? I need to check actually. So from here you can install it. Okay, uh, and so on. Okay, so did you understand that step number two, all of you? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now step 3 is create a VM, create a Linux VM and access it. So how do we use it? So I have a virtual box installed already. Okay. This will take 1 hour for your time. Okay. All this thing. So here you see I have so many VMs. Look at this here. So many VMs I'm having. So what I do, I have created a template. This is a template. Okay. So if I want more Ubuntu, so I'll just go and clone it. Within a second, I'll have a new one actually. So that way. So how do we create a VM and access it? That I want to show you. So for that, I have a one recording. So I want you to look at it. A VM, which is virtual box. Here. So this is also you can use it. This is also you can use it. It's up to you. Okay. So let's go for the latest one here. Okay. And here you have documents also, by the way. So this is around 22 minutes of session recordings, which will help you to step by step creating a VM. So this is done. Now after that, step number 4, how to access VM. In this video only I'll have shown you how to access, but how to access not VM, how to access Linux options. Okay. So for this, I want you to also have understanding on just see how to log in, what are the different options available, how to log in server using SSH. So this one, I want you to refer it. So all the methods I have discussed here, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3 and 4. Now the same topic has been recorded here. This is the videos for this. So you can do this. So after doing all these steps, you will get few virtual machines in your laptop itself, which you can use for demo or lab or whatever it is. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So now once you have this one, then I will teach you some of the Linux command and then bash scripting. Okay, these are the two things. We'll have one session dedicated for Linux command and then one session dedicated for bash scripting.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.